Something about this situation just does not sit right with me. You ever get that feeling as a Browns fan where you know something big is happening behind the scenes, but nobody is saying it out loud yet? That is exactly where we are right now. And it matters a lot. Because this is not just about one move. This could shape the entire direction of this team heading into the season. The front office, the locker room, the future, everything could be affected depending on what happens next. What is making this even more frustrating is that the timing feels off. The silence feels intentional, and the signals we are getting are all over the place. And trust me, once you hear what is actually being suggested right now, you are going to have an opinion on it. So, before we get into it, if you are a real Browns fan who rides with this team through everything, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to Browns Daily News. We are pushing toward 100 subscribers. And let us talk about this like real fans. Alright, now let us actually talk about what is going on here. This whole situation started heating up again after Myles Garrett had some adjustments made to his contract by GM Andrew Berry. And the moment that happened, you already know how this goes. Rumors exploded. At first, both Berry and sources around the team tried to shut everything down, basically saying nothing is happening. But here is the problem. The timing does not help at all. Garrett cannot realistically be traded until June 1st. So even if something is happening, it would not look like the typical NFL move we are used to. This would be slow, dragged out, and full of speculation. Now add another layer to this. We have the 2026 draft coming up, and Garrett did not show up to the start of voluntary programs. And look, I am not saying that automatically means something dramatic, but as a Browns fan, you see that and you start connecting dots. That is when the media jumped back in, and this is where things get really interesting. According to ESPN insider Dan Graziano, the most likely outcome here is not a trade, and also not Garrett just staying on his current deal. He said the most likely scenario is that the Browns give Myles Garrett another pay bump. Think about that for a second. Another pay bump 1 year after he already signed a massive extension. And not only that, over the last 2 seasons, the Browns already moved $8 million forward into a roster bonus for him. So this would not even be the first time they adjusted his deal to keep him happy. But here is why this conversation even exists. Since Garrett signed that extension, he has been passed financially by 4 elite edge rushers. We are talking about Micah Parsons making $46.5 million per year, Aiden Hutchinson at $45 million, TJ Watt at $41 million, and Danielle Hunter at just over $40 million. So now you have a guy who is still one of the best defensive players in football, looking around the league and seeing others jump ahead of him financially. And in today's NFL, that matters a lot. But here is where I am torn as a fan. On one hand, I completely understand wanting to keep your superstar happy. This is Myles Garrett, the face of the defense, a player who changes games by himself. You do not just let that kind of player go. But on the other hand, are we really about to reward a player with another raise right after he publicly pushed for a trade not that long ago? That is the part that feels off. Because what message does that send? That if you apply enough pressure and go public, the team will just pay you more. That is a dangerous path. And at the same time, there are fans asking the opposite question. Why would you ever trade a player like Garrett? And then there is another group saying if he does not want to be here, why keep forcing it? That is why this whole situation feels messy. There is no clean answer here. At the end of the day, this is not just about money, and it is not just about one player. This is about direction. What are the Browns trying to be right now? Are we doubling down on keeping elite talent no matter what it costs? Or are we trying to reset and build something different? Because giving Myles Garrett another pay bump tells you one thing very clearly. They are not ready to let go. They are choosing to keep their superstar and move forward with him as the centerpiece. Now, whether that leads to wins, whether that brings stability, or whether it creates more tension down the road, nobody really knows yet. And as fans, we are just watching and hoping the front office gets this right. Because we have seen how situations like this can go, and it is not always good. But I need to hear from you. Do you think the Browns should really pay Myles Garrett even more right now? And if you do, how much per year would you give him? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us talk about it like real Browns fans. And if you are new here, this is Browns Daily News. The channel is just getting started and we are pushing toward 100 subscribers. So if you like real and honest takes, go ahead and subscribe. And hit that like button if you are riding with the Browns no matter what. I will see you in the next video.